Greetings! You're watching Septum Sin vs. the World. I'm Septum Sin. So today we're going to continue our Criterion run-through with a nice little film by Akira Kurosawa. Akira Kurosawa is a really popular name among the Criterion, as they've published pretty much everything that he's done, including a lot of his earlier films in one of the Eclipse series, which I will be covering in the future. Now, I think the Eclipse is going to have its own little list arranged, and I hope you all enjoy that list. It will come eventually. Of course, I've got to get through October, and there's still a lot of horror left to be reviewed, so I'm sure you all will see that and then come back and say, wait. But this is being published in November or something. Well, yeah, because I'm wanting to fill every October day with a horror review. So, today's review, though, is Dodes'ka. Dodes'ka is a very entertaining look at Kurosawa's artistic nature. This film, I saw it at Criterion, and I love Akira Kurosawa. I love his work, and I had to get it, so I got it. Also, I love the cover. Sometimes that's all it takes for get me to get something these days. Well, not these days as much. I'm a lot more picky these days. But in the old days, when I did get this film, I liked colorful stuff. I mean, look at this cover. Look at this. You got the rainbows. You got the funny little drawings all over the place. I mean, this just, interesting. So, what is this about? It's about this society of people living on the outskirts of Tokyo in the trash piles. This group of people who are basically living in filth, living in total poverty, and getting by day to day. They have to go to work, they have to do their jobs like anybody else. They have their squabbles, their domestic disputes, just like anyone else. And of course, the whole thing is about this guy who starts the movie and ends the movie, and he gets in this imaginary car and rides it around. His sanity's kind of, but I mean, yours would be too if you lived in this sort of setting. But it goes around and it studies the different families that live there, what they go through. It highlights a few of them, like a wife and her drunken husband, some store owners, a guy who's kind of slightly insane himself, and the little child that he's living with. These are the people that it follows mostly. But again, it shows the larger aspects of society and life in that region, with those people still struggling to live some sense of normalcy, even in this abject poverty. This was a great social comment. I mean, there's a lot of beauty there. The art direction, perfect. I mean, this is just perfection when it comes to the art. The way that they have the setting, the environment, even the pictures that they do of the man's imagination of the perfect house and setting that I'm building it with my mind. Swimming pool. It really does. All the imagery comes together near perfectly at the end. And you get really attached to several of these families. You want to know what's going to happen. You want to know where they're going. And this really does bring this up on how well Kurosawa tells a story. How he tells a story to the point where you're interested, where you actually enjoy watching it. Now, it is a little bit confusing. That's really my biggest issue, is that confusion, because it does hop around. You got to think on your feet, and you got to think quickly on your feet to really keep up with this film. It could be because I don't know Japanese. That's a possibility, but I do feel like it was moving and you had to go, okay, here and over here, no here, no, we're back over here, all right, down here, and that did kind of wear on me just a little bit, so that dragged the movie a little bit for me, but otherwise I was actually quite impressed with it. I felt like it was worth watching. So, what do we do at the end of this? Do we have a high grade, low grade? Again, I give this a 7 out of 10. This is my as you can probably tell by this point, I give a lot of 7s out of 10. But I give that because this is my point where this is a good movie. It's not a great movie. But it's better than okay. Because a 5 or a 6 is okay or a little bit better than okay. 7 is a good movie, and I would definitely recommend going seeing it. And this is one that I would. So if you get a chance, definitely see Dodes'ka. I'll be including a link down below. Of course, if you like this video, click the like button. If you want to share the video, definitely share it. And please comment. I love comments. I love to answer comments. Please comment. I appreciate all of you for joining me, and I will see you on the next review.